Hello and welcome to 3 Minute Game Pass. I'm Nathan, and today I'm going to take this Game Pass games with your time and bandwidth. Today's game is Kraken Academy, yes, with 3 exclamation points at the end. This school has some really big problems, most of them involving a giant octopus in the backyard. Are you a bad enough dude to save the world's weirdest school since Danganronpa? Kraken Academy is an Xbox and PC cross-release that does feature cross-chivos and cross-save, which is pretty great. This isn't upgraded for anything, but it is a pixel game, so no big deal there, and the game will take you about 3 to 6 hours depending on how many of the side quests you do. So what exactly is Kraken Academy? Well, it's a light adventure game with a time loop mechanic and a whole lot of weirdness. Yes, a time loop. I just can't escape these games, it seems. You play as a guy who recently transferred to Kraken Academy with his sister as part of their music program, where things quickly get out of hand. First off, your fellow student is a piece of broccoli. The entire school seems in disrepair, and the giant octopus in the lake says the world is going to end in 3 days if you can't unite the spirits of the 4 disciplines at Kraken University. So, yeah, normal school stuff. The basic gameplay loop is actually very simple. Over the course of 3 repeating days, you'll interact with students, uncover secrets, and do quick time events until you unlock a mission, which is essentially a closed adventure game segment. Though you'll find items to solve puzzles, do a mock trial, discover how Pepsi is made, and much more. Actual progression is fairly straightforward, but it's the side stuff that'll be puzzling. As stated, you're in a time loop, and resetting makes everyone forget you, but you keep whatever items you've picked up along the way. You'll need to recover specific items so you can take them back in the loop to help solve students' and teachers' problems in order to make them your friend. Why would you make them your friend? Well, it actually doesn't affect the main story, but you do get some entertaining side information as well as it boosts your economy. By destroying stuff in the environment, you get bottles, which are then recycled to give you cash. The more friends you have, the more cash you get. Cash is also not really needed either to progress, but you can use it to buy upgrades to your room and get achievements, among other things. The game's non-find item and then find the person situation to use it on gameplay is almost entirely quick time events, with the exception of the final boss, which is just a dodging minigame. So yeah, that's basically it. This is a very simple and short adventure game where its main draw is it's weird as hell, kind of like that yuppie psycho game from a few years back. So what do I like about Kraken Academy? Well, this is a simple adventure game that's light and breezy, which I appreciate after being curb stomped by endgame Elden Ring over the past few weeks. Additionally, some of the humor did land pretty well. I really enjoyed the Phoenix Wright parody, and the absolutely weird characters helped amplify it. And lastly, none of the puzzles really suffered from that adventure game bullcrap where you have no clue what item to use on what. The puzzles are actually very straightforward for an adventure game, which I liked. When it comes to the bad, how the menus are laid out to select and use items is really clunky, and the game also sometimes gives you really poor clues as to whether or not the item you are using is correct for that situation. Additionally, if you want to do any of the side character stuff, a lot of it ends up being really obtuse and not in a good way, with people needing to be interacted with on specific times and specific days in order to progress, which gets tedious fast. And lastly, if this game's weirdness doesn't work for you, you'll probably just be cringing the entire time. For me, it was mostly 50-50, where sometimes I thought the joke was great, like the Phoenix Wright parody, and other times I thought the weirdness was just uncomfortably not funny. As you know, I rate games here on a 3-point scale: must play, maybe consider, don't bother. I think Kraken Academy is a maybe consider. It's a loony, zany, short, and easy adventure game, which if you like its style of humor, you'll have a great 3 to 6 hours. If you don't care for it, however, there isn't much more here to draw you aside from some simple adventure game puzzles, and I guess a pretty easy 1000 gamer score, so there's that. If you're in the mood for something light and adventure-y, give it a shot, but if its quirks aren't your cup of tea, you may need to look elsewhere. And that's all I have for you today. Thank you so much for watching, and go out there and enjoy Kraken Academy.